Dad is behind me, knife in hand, opening a recent submission that we just got back from CGC. 9 vintage comics. Gonna be some pretty low grade stuff. I'm hoping for no multiple colored labels, but you never do know with some of these real old ones that we got second and third hand through the line of years from other collectors. Let's see how we did. Alright, Dad is sitting beside me here making the first selection. And I did worry about this book a little bit. It is a purple label with slight B1. Says a small amount of color touch on the cover. It's still a cool book. We've had it raw for about 2 years. You know, I don't know how to check for these. I know I talked to somebody about how to check for it. But this is Popeye #1. The very first issue of his own story, Popeye #1, in a 3.0. And I'll tell you, it cleaned up pretty nice. Cover presents well. I don't know where the color touch is, like I said, but that one, it's a decent way to start. Like I said, I hope we don't get too many multicolored labels.
That was it.
Alright, good news from Dad. That is the only non-blue label. So we have 8 blue labels coming up. Next up, we'll see what he grabs. It is the first appearance of Alvin and the Chipmunks in comics. This is a very fun book. It is a 3.5 Dell number 1042 with them there on the cover. And I'll tell you, it cleaned up pretty good too. These present really, really well. The back of it had some color staining on it. But for a collector that wants a book to show off, I think that's going to be a great one for you.
Yeah, this is good. I'm surprised it got a 3.5.
Yeah. I know it looks better than that to me. But so here's the thing. This one looks like a 3.5.
It does.
The one that Dad's got in his hand now, compared to the last one, that looks like a solid 5.0. This is a Golden Age Batman book. This is a very old, very cool book. First appearance of the
Punch and Judy.
Punch and Judy. First appearance of Punch and Judy. Batman number 31 in a 3.5. That's a damn cool book.
Look at the difference.
I know.
The reason is because of the stain on the chipmunks, probably. But boy, it's a light stain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice book.
It's a nice book. But that Batman, you're talking about Batman number 31. Super old. Awesome to have in any blue label. Again, I was nervous about that just because I wasn't the original owner of these, obviously. Happy to get it in blue label. We have a blue label here. This one is a 4.0. That's what I expected for this book. And it is a monster book in Batman. The first appearance of Poison Ivy. We have Batman 181. Blue label has its pinup in it and everything. That is just an awesome book. Absolutely stellar. Value-wise, it might even be worth less than that number 31 just because of the age, but huge first appearance. Northwest seller of Pops, the Pop Princess, was just texting me the other day telling me that Poison Ivy's her girl. I know she's going to like that one. Another major first appearance. Batman 232, first appearance of Ra's al Ghul in a 5.0. This is a cool book. Classic Neil Adams cover. And I thought it was going to be higher than that when I gave it to my presser. But he found a couple things with it that he pointed out to me, and so it got what I expected ultimately in a 5.0. Ra's al Ghul is comic level mega villain. You know, they did okay with him in the movie, but in the comic, that's a big one. Next up, we're getting close to the end. How about another Batman Rogues Gallery first appearance? First Silver Age appearance on this one of the Penguin. Batman 155 in a 5.5. Some awesome DC books, y'all.
Look at the back of that.
Great to have these in advance of the 2025 convention season. First up, the Mid-Valley Comic Art Expo in Salem, Oregon, April 5th and 6th. So if you're in Portland, you know, short drive down the freeway, Willamette Valley, come check us out. We have another 5.5 here. This one actually bums me out quite a bit. It's not going to be worth any more grade than it was raw. I thought it was a higher grade than that. This is Mighty Heroes #1. Sort of a small, lesser-known, small print run. It says Heckle and Jekyll backup story based on the animated series. And so there you go for that one in a 5.5. It looks cool. Cartoon enthusiasts might enjoy that one. Speaking of comic art, maybe at the expo we get that one moved down the road. I think we're on to our last book now, or we got two more?
Another one after this.
Oh, we got two more. I saw Action Comics. Oh, this is a nice book. Action Comics 340, which is the first appearance of the Parasite in a 6.0. We had an 8.0 of that last season, and it sold. So maybe the 6.0 will sell this season.
For less money.
Yeah, probably less money. But I know the James Gunn DC Universe is interested in bad guys and villains like the Parasite, so maybe interest will spike. And last but not least, in fact, quite not least, we have a very, very, very big independent book from 1972. This is an R. Crumb cover, and the first appearance of, who does that say? Mouse. This is the first Mouse. If you guys know anything about...
By Spiegelman.
Yeah. If you know anything about Mouse, you know why it's a big deal. Anti-Nazi stuff from comic books that is banned in many, many libraries across the nation. Unfortunately so. And sold in bookstores everywhere because it ought not to be banned. Funny Animals #1 in a 7.0. You guys, we did it. We got 8 blue labels, 1 purple label, and we got some good books for you this season. See you out there.